I picked up some heavy books at the library. Oh, really heavy books. Aloha and welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. I'm Marilyn Maya, the baby boomer booktuber. I finally said it without stumbling over it. And this is a library book haul, a heavy one. And don't worry, it's not clickbait, because I do have one heavy book in a different meaning. So let me go through. I was very surprised when I went to the library and picked up these books, because they're really heavy. But they're very interesting. And the first book is called The Cities Book. And it's what they used to call a cocktail table book, coffee table book. And boy, this would break a lot of coffee tables, that's all I know. And I was afraid that only the same cities that are always talked about are in it, but I was very pleased to find out that we have San Juan, Puerto Rico, and the man reminded me of my father because he's smoking a cigar. And my father worked at his father's cigar company, factory. It was a really small, it wasn't a factory, but it was, they rolled cigarette tobacco. And they also, my last name, Mendoza. No, I'm not a city, but Mendoza, I found out, is a city in Argentina. And every time I would say my name is Mendoza, people would say if I was Argentinian, but I'm not. I'm Puerto Rican, Borican. But anyway, it says a journey through the best cities of the world. And they also had Manila and other cities that I was interested in, like Marseille. I don't know why I'm interested in Marseille, but I was always interested in travel books like this. And I can't wait to travel, armchair travel. Is anyone interested in armchair travel? I was always a big proponent of armchair travel, and then I actually was able to go by hook or by crook, let's put it that way. So I'm really excited to get into this book. Even though it was written in 2006, they were talking about diversity, and they have a lot of African cities and a lot of smaller cities, and yeah, so this is a heavy book. The other book is even heavier. Oh, I can barely pick it up. It's the travel book. It's Journey Through Every Country in the World. Look how big this book is. I had to call Jackson to pick it up from me from the library, but I'm doing pretty good right now. It's a good way to gain some muscles. I haven't really looked at this book. I should say that the other book was, I wanted to see, this was from, just says, oh, this one is Lonely Planet. No wonder I like this book, because I used to read Lonely Planet books. This book was, I haven't really got into it much, but let's see who is, it's oversized, it says, that's for sure. Oh, it's also a Lonely Planet book. So I guess I ordered these from the library, not really knowing how heavy they were. So the travel book, it really is similar. The pictures are just gorgeous. It has maps and interesting looking people. I don't know if you can see this one, but I can't wait to get my hands on these books, if I can pick them up. Whoa. So these are the heavy books that I picked up from the library. December is a very mellow month for me. It's not turning out as mellow as I thought it would, but I'm enjoying it. So other books I picked up from the library, because this is a library haul that books I ordered before December that finally came in. And they do fit the prompts to the Cloak and Dagger Christmas and Christie's Missing. I hope I'm saying that right. But one that I really was eager to read was the Richard Osman, The Thursday Murder Club. I think he came out with the second book, which is not available yet at my library. And basically, in a peaceful retirement village, four unlikely friends meet weekly in the jigsaw room to discuss unsolved crimes. Together they call themselves the Thursday Murder Club. I heard a lot of good things about this book on book 2. So I'm sure that this fits a lot of the prompts, at least to the Cloak and Dagger readathon, which is amateur detectives. So let's see what else I have. Well, there's also another readathon going on, and I don't know, it's about Agatha Christie's Missing 11 Days. And this is a novel, and it's A Talent for Murder, Andrew Wilson. And it has an interesting premise. There's been a lot of books lately about the missing days of Agatha Christie when she was found in a spa 11 days later with amnesia. It says on the front, this is a large print edition, which I always try to get. It says, "You, Mrs. Christie, are going to commit murder, but before that, you are going to disappear." So that sounds intriguing. And a little more about it. I said it's by Andrew Wilson. And in London to visit her literary agent, Agatha Christie is boarding a train, preoccupied by the devastating knowledge that her husband is having an affair. That part is true. I don't know about that she was traveling. Well, she had to be traveling. She was actually traveling in a car. But anyway, she feels a light touch on her back, loses her balance, then is pulled to safety from the rush of the incoming train. This has a lot of the tropes that Agatha Christie has in her books. So begins a terrifying sequence of events, for her rescuer is no guardian angel. In A Talent for Murder, Andrew Wilson's ingenuously explores Agatha Christie's it's a 10-day disappearance in 1926, weaving a compelling and convincing story around this still unsolved mystery. And so this is the time that of the year that Agatha Christie disappeared, and that's why they're having the readathon about it. So I'm really happy that I got this book in time. Not saying I'm going to read it in time. Another Christie book is The Christie Curse. This one, it just screams to me cozy mystery, but it's about the Agatha Christie disappearance as well. And it says, in 1926, Agatha Christie disappeared, making headlines across the world, only to show up 11 days later, which is it, 10 or 11, at a spa under an assumed name. And the assumed name, by the way, was her husband's mistress. And that's true. During those 11 days, did she have time to write a play? So this takes a different take on the disappearance. And it's by Victoria Abbott. And has a Christie mystery been lost to history? Well, that's cute. And you could tell it's a cozy mystery by the picture of the dog, by the chair, by, you know, it just screams cozy to me, but we'll see. And then while I was at the library picking up those heavy books, I found another sort of cozy mystery, but it had a different take that really intrigued me. It's called An Untidy Death, a decluttering mystery. Now that's a new one. It's by, who's it by? Usually, Simon Brett. So if you know who Simon Brett is, so I guess this is the first of his decluttering mystery. Oh no, it's not, because it says The Clutter Corpse. That's interesting. I wonder if it's sort of a take on the Marie Kondo decluttering. So Brett fans, so I guess he has a lot of fans, will love this quirky, warm-hearted mystery. So it says as a teaser, My mother's going to kill herself. That is, if I don't kill her myself. When Alexandra Richards approaches professional declutterer Ellen Curtis to ask her to help sort out her mother's chaotic flat, Ellen gets the impression Alexandra doesn't like her mother very much. But when Ingrid Richards' body is discovered in her burned-out home, Alexandra's exasperated words don't seem such a joke. And I had to read a little bit on because due to the hazardous state of the victim's overcluttered residence, the police are inclined to dismiss the death as an unfortunate accident. If you are interested in anything regarding decluttering and mystery, this sounds like the deal, and I'm going to read it sometime this month, hopefully. I'm still working on the Martha Grimes, Richard Jury, The Case Has Altered book, and I have to say that I haven't gotten too far in it, and that's because of my my buddy reads. And one of the buddy reads that I'm doing with Nikki from Red Dot Reads is the 13th Tale, and we're just flying through this book and talking almost every day, and she's a lovely, lovely booktuber as well as person, so I'll have her information down below, but we're just having a wonderful time reading this book. It's a little bit out of my wheelhouse in the sense that it's more gothic and even a little, I don't know if you call it fantasy, but it's really good. It's still a good mystery, and I'm enjoying reading this. And I won't talk about the second book that I'm reading yet, but I just wanted to give another shout out to Murder Casts a Shadow by Victoria Nalani Kneubuhl. And the reason that I'm giving this a shout out is because there's not too many books that are set in 1930s Hawaii, and I'm more interested in the time period because I live in Hawaii. And as you see, you know, you go look at booktubers right now and they're all warmed up in their blankets, and I'm in a sleeveless dress because it's hot. We had a little storm for a few days, and we were even on the news because of the flooding and everything. But now it's passed and we're sort of back to a little bit of muggy weather. So Murder Casts a Shadow, it's New Year's Eve, which is a good time period right now, 1934. While Honolulu celebrates with champagne and fireworks, someone is making away with the Bishop's Museum's portrait of King Kalakaua and its curator. A series of brutal murders follows, and an unlikely pair, newspaper reporter Mina Beckwith and visiting playwright Ned Manusia, find themselves investigating a twisted trail of clues in an attempt to recover the painting and uncover the killer. So Honolulu in the 1930s is a unique and volatile mix of the provincial and the urban. East and West, Islander and Mainlander, Mina and Ned, both of Polynesian descent, confront the complexities and contradictions of island life as their investigation takes them into the heart of Honolulu society and close-knit local families. This is a very unusual mystery. So if you can find it, I was able to get it at Book Off, but I don't know how popular it is elsewhere. But, well, it was printed by University of Hawaii's Press in Honolulu. So I'm sure if you go there to that website, you'll find it. It was 2008, and it has a prologue and a lot of chapters, which I appreciate. My last book is what I call my heavy book. Heavy in the sense that, unlike the 13th Tale, which I'm reading at breakneck speed with Nikki, this Alberta and Jacob by Cora Sandel, I'm reading with Freddie, the Sluggish reader. He also has another Freddie Reads Slowly, I think, on Instagram, and he's from Indonesia. And we're reading this. This is a short book. It's only, and I don't want to, 200 and less than 250 pages, but every word is heavy to me. You know, isn't it funny how we can grow up in such different time periods as the books we read and different places? This book takes place in the northern tip of Norway, and the feeling of cold that Cora Sandel is able to express, and the feeling of having self-hatred and being shy and not feeling pretty are themes that we can put right now in, you know, in our society and in my life. So she writes beautifully. It's not so far a happy book. It's about how Alberta is living with an unhappy in an unhappy family life, and her mother and father are always at each other's throats, and her mother just really abuses her mentally, at least, and her brother Jacob she really loves, and I just want to see where this goes, but I'm enjoying this so much that I keep on going back to read what I've read before because the prose is so beautiful. So this is my heavy book of December. And with that, I will end this video. Please subscribe if you're new, and if you like my content, like and hit the notification bell for more of the Baby Boomer Booktuber. So until we meet again, my friends, I wish you well and a happy holiday. Aloha.